I'm Rajni Aital from Maharani Sachs College for Women, Mysore. I'll be discussing about thinking and reasoning. Second Sem, 5th chapter. Schemas. A schema is a cognitive framework or a concept that helps organize and interpret information. Schemas can be useful because they allow us to take shortcuts in interpreting the vast amount of information that is available in our environment. However, these mental frames also cause us to exclude pertinent information to focus instead only on things that confirms our pre-existing beliefs and ideas. Schemas can contribute to stereotypes and make it difficult to retain new information that does not conform to our established ideas about the world. For example, a young child may first develop a schema for a horse. She knows that a horse is large, has hairs, four legs, and a tail. When a little girl encounters a cow for the first time, she might initially call it as a horse. After all, it fits in with her schema for the characteristics of a horse. It is a large animal that has hair, four legs, and a tail. Once she is told that this is different animal called a cow, she will modify her existing schema for a horse and create a new schema for a cow. Now let us imagine that this girl encounters a miniature horse for the first time and mistakenly identifies it as a dog. Her parents explain to her that the animal is actually very small type of horse, so the little girl must at this time modify her existing schema for horses. Now she realizes that while some horses are very large animals, others can be very small. Through her new experiences, her existing schemas are modified and new information is learned. While Piaget focused on childhood development, schemas as something that all people possesses and continue to form and change throughout life. Object schemas are just one type of schema that focuses on what an inanimate object and how it works. For example, most people in industrialized nations have a schema for what a car is. Your overall schema for a car might include subcategories for different types of automobiles such as compact car, sedan or sports car. Other types of schemas that people often possess include person schemas, which are focused on specific individuals. For example, your schema for your friend might include information about her appearance, her behaviors, her personality, and her preferences. Social schemas include general knowledge about how people behave in certain social situations. Self schemas are focused on your knowledge about yourself. This can include both what you know about your current self as well as ideas about your idealized or future self. Event schemas, which are focused on patterns of behavior that should be followed for certain events. This acts much like a script informing you of what you should do, how you should act, and what you should say in a particular situation. Can schemas be changed? The process through which schemas are adjusted or changed are known as assimilation and accommodation. In assimilation, new information is incorporated into pre-existing schemas. In accommodation, existing schemas might be altered or new schemas might be formed as a person learns new information and has new experiences. How do schemas affect the learning process? Schemas also play a role in the learning process. For example, schemas influence what we pay attention to. People are more likely to pay attention to things that fit in with their current schemas. Schemas also impact how quickly people learn. People also learn information more readily when it fits in with the existing schemas. Schemas help simply the word. Schemas can often make it easier for people to learn about the world around them. New information could be classified and categorized by comparing new experiences to existing schemas. Schemas allow us to think quickly. Even under conditions when things are rapidly changing or new information is coming in quickly, people do not usually have to spend a great deal on time interpreting it. Because of existing schemas, people are able to assimilate this new information quickly and automatically. Schemas can also change how we interpret incoming information. When learning new information that does not fit with existing people schemas can also change how we interpret incoming information. When learning new information that does not fit with existing schemas, people sometimes distort or alter the new information to make it fit with what they already know. Schemas can also be remarkably difficult to change. People often cling to their existing schemas even in the face of contradictory information. Problems with schemas. While the use of schemas to learn in most situations occurs automatically or with little effort, sometimes an existing schema can hinder the learning of new information. Prejudice is one example of schema that prevents people from seeing the world as it is and inhibits them from taking in new information. By holding certain beliefs about a particular group of people, this existing schema may cause people to interpret situations incorrectly. When an event happens that challenges these existing beliefs, people may come up with alternative explanations that uphold and support their existing schema instead of adapting or changing their beliefs. Consider how this might work for gender expectations and stereotypes. Everyone has a schema for what is considered masculine and feminine in their culture. Such schemas can also lead to stereotypes about how we expect men and women to behave, the roles we expect to. Such schemas can also lead to stereotypes about how we expect men and women to behave and the role we expect them to fill. Scripts. Let me tell you a simple story. John went to a restaurant. He ordered lobster. He paid the check and left. Now, let me ask you some questions about your understanding of this story. What did John eat? Did he sit down? Whom did he give money to? And why? These questions are easy to answer. Unfortunately, your answers to them have no basis in actual fact. John may have put the lobster in his pocket. He might have been standing on one foot while eating, if he was eating. Who really knows whom he paid? You feel we know the answer to these questions because you are relying on knowledge you have about common situation that you have encountered in your own life. What kind of knowledge is this? Where does this reside? How it is that your understanding depends on guessing. In scripts, people have scripts. A script can be best understood as a package of knowledge that a person has about particular kinds of situation that he or she has encountered frequently. People have scripts. A script can be best understood as a package of knowledge that a person has about particular kinds of situations that he or she has encountered frequently. Some scripts are culturally common. Everyone you know shares them. Some scripts are idiosyncratic, which means that only you know about them. When you refer that something that takes place in a restaurant, you can leave out most of the details because you know that your listeners can fill them in. You know that your listener can fill them in. You know what your listeners knows. But if you're telling a story about a situation that only you were familiar with, you would have to explain what was happening in great detail. Knowing that your listener has the baseball script, you can describe a game to him or her quite quickly. But if you were speaking to someone who had never seen a baseball game, you would either have to make reference to a script the listener already had, cricket perhaps, or else you would be in for a long explanation. Scripts help people understand what others are telling them and also help people comprehend what they are seeing and experiencing. When a person wants to order in a restaurant and starts to talk to a waiter, and he hands the person a piece of paper and a pencil, the person is surprised. He or she may not know what to do. But the person may have had experience with private clubs that want orders written down. If not, the person will ask. When expectations are violated, when a script fails and things don't happen the way a person expected, he or she must adjust. Adjustments in daily life to script violations are the basis of learning. Next time the person will know to expect the waiter to hand them or her a paper and pencil. Or the person might generalize and decide that next time does not only mean in this restaurant, but in any restaurant of this type. Making generalization about type is a major aspect of learning. Every time a script is violated in some way, every time a person's expectations fail, he or she must rewrite the script so as not to be fooled next time. Scripts are really just packages of expectations about what people will do in given situations. So one is constantly surprised since other people don't always do what one expects. This means, in effect, that although scripts serve the obvious role of telling people what will happen next, they also have a less obvious role as organizers of the memories of experiences people have had. Scripts fail all the time. This is why people have trouble understanding each other. Their scripts are not identical. What one person assumes about a situation, the script he or she has built because of experiences he or she has had, may not match another's because the person has had different experiences. Children get upset when their scripts fail. They cry because what they assumed wouldn't happen or did not happen. Their world model is navy and faulty, but they recover day by day. Scripts fail all the time. This is why people have trouble understanding each other. Their scripts are not identical. What one person assumes about a situation, the script he or she has built because of experiences he or she has had, may not match another's because that person has had different experiences. Children get upset when their scripts fail. They cry because what they assumed wouldn't happen did not happen. Their world model is naive and faulty, but they recover day by day, growing scripts that are just like the ones that adults have. They do this by expecting failing, explaining their failure. Maybe they ask someone for help and making a new expectation, which will probably fail too someday. This cycle of understanding is a means by which people can learn every day from every experience. Some people stop learning. They expect all scripts to be followed the way they always were. They get angry when a fork is on the wrong side of a plate because that's the way it has always been and has to be. All people have such rigidity in their scripts. They have scripts that others wouldn't consider violating because they want to live in an orderly world. People confuse other people when they fail to follow culturally agreed upon scripts. People depend on other people to follow the rules, and their understanding of the behavior of other depends on everyone's agreeing to behave in restaurants the way people have behaved in restaurants. It is so much easier to communicate that way. Scripts dominate people's thinking lives. They organize people's memories, they drive people's comprehension, and they cause learning to happen when they fail.